Hello, everybody. We're having a seminar here. We're going to talk about the Euros, or at least I'm going to kind of narrate, talk about it. Not something I would, not something I collect, but there is some valuable coins that you can find that they didn't make a lot of issues or quantities, and they could be worth money. But overall, the European Central Bank, which is what I'm showing you right now, which is part of the European Union. Let me get this speaker a little bit closer. There you go. The European Union is a unique economic and political union between 28 countries. Together they cover much of the continent of Europe. After the Second World War, the European Economic Community was created in 1958, initially increasing the economic cooperation between 6 countries: Belgium, Germany, France, Italy, Luxembourg, and the Netherlands. You just could imagine being 1945, and after all worlds collide, with Germany invasion, that a lot of countries, leaders and stuff like that, was discombobulated. That's my word, discombobulated. So, in order to get these countries back up and running, they made a European Economic Community, or EEC, to help, broaden the peace after the war. And believe it or not, it's been 70 years of lasting peace in Europe. 70 years. That is the longest time. From 1945 to, it's actually more than that, but year 2000. So we're talking a little bit older than that they've had lasting peace. Well, it began originally as an economic union and evolved into an organization. From climate, environment, health to external relations, security, justice, and migration. Okay. In 93 is when they changed their name to the European Union. Thanks to the abolition of border controls between the European Union countries, people can travel freely throughout most of the continent, and it has become much easier to live, work, and travel throughout Europe. The European Union citizens, which anybody a country that accepts the European Union guidelines, have the right and freedom to choose in which country they want to live in, study, work, retire. I mean, it's like the United States. We can go anywhere in the United States, any state, and we can live there without, of course, following the guidelines of that community. Or that state. Same deal. If you don't want to live in Germany, you can live in Luxembourg. Or if you don't like Luxembourg, you can live in, say, Greece or Italy. There's open borders all the way around. The goals of the European Union are to promote peace, well-being of all the citizens of this community, offer freedom, security, and justice without the internal borders, sustainable development based on balanced economic growth and price stability, and of course, a highly competitive market economy with full employment and social progress. And need I say environmental protection. Okay. Combat social exclusions and discrimination. Doesn't matter what type of discrimination it is. Discrimination is a bad thing to begin with. Promote scientific and technological progress. It's kind of like when we started out. We were into, making our own country. Well, that's pretty much what the European Union is doing, is making their own country. Everybody is following the guidelines of this. To enhance economic, social, and territorial cohesion and solidarity among the European Union countries. Respect its rich culture and linguistic diversity. Linguistic. Speaking different languages. To respect it. Kind of like Quebec is French in Canada, but everywhere else in Canada is, American, or they speak English. But just to to keep the heritage and the linguistic is a good idea, and to establish an economic and monetary union whose currency is the euro. There you go. States everything. All right. Let's see where I'm at. Oh, I'm sorry. So, human dignity, freedom, democracy, which is democratic. They've accepted democracy as their politics. Equality, okay, rule of law. I'm not going to touch base on that, but human rights. We all know about sexual, racial, and ethnic origin, religion, or belief. Human rights. Okay? Just because we're different from somebody else doesn't mean we don't have the rights. So, let me close out there and we'll go to the next step. As I said, there was like 19 countries, total of 28. Okay. And all these countries that are in green has replaced their currency to the euro dollar as of 1992 or later. There was a few that met the criteria of there's a criteria that you got to follow. And if the country doesn't follow it or doesn't get into that boundary, they're not allowed into the union. Even though they have a chance of getting in, they're not allowed to. So we'll do Austria, Belgium, Cyprus, Estonia, Finland, France, Germany, Greece. Remember Germany, they dropped the wall. No borders there anymore. Okay. Greece, Ireland. Greece is over here. We got Ireland there, but not North Ireland. That's part of the United Kingdom. Italy, Latvia. Latvia's up here somewhere. Lithuania is up there along with Luxembourg. Malta, the Netherlands. Where's the Netherlands? Oh. All right. Well, I'm not going to look for it. Portugal, Slovakia, Slovenia, which used to be Czechoslovakia. Of course, the Czech Republic is. Yeah, I'm not going to quote that. Slovenia and Spain. Okay, those are the non-Euro members. Okay, and I got some cheat sheets here to help me out. I just wish the map showed the images a little better. Now these are countries that has not been adapted to the European Union. They're in orange. Okay, you can see green. Okay, those are all in. But these orange countries, they have not met the requirements of the European Union to be a member. Well, they're a member, but they're not part of the European monetization and or diplomatic. Okay, Bulgaria, Croatia. Okay, Croatia's over here. Czech Republic, which is right there. Hungary, which you can see that. Big country. Poland, huge country. Romania. Oh, that's Romania. Where's Bulgaria? It doesn't matter. And then Sweden. Sweden up here. Norway is not even in the picture, I guess. Or Iceland. Of the European countries. Now, members that are on the opt-out, they join the union, but they have an opt-out where being political and their currency, they're not interested in joining the benefits of increasing the dollar, the euro dollar, which is Denmark right here. You can't see my arrows, so whatever. And then you got Great Britain, or United Kingdom, which is four countries pulled together, and North Ireland being separated from the South Ireland. That's the 4 provinces of Ireland. They're not, let's read it. Occasionally, member states can negotiate and opt out from any European Union legislation or treaties and agree not to participate in certain policy areas concerning the single currency, which is the euro. The euro is the case of the United Kingdom and Denmark. Both these countries kept their currency after becoming members of the EU. So they were allowed to be opt out of the currency process and still maintain their, British pound and all that. Pretty sure eventually they'll probably become part, but hopefully there's no war started after it. And then right here in the center of all this green, right in the center, is Switzerland. In keeping with its long tradition of sovereignty and neutrality, it's a little tiny dot in between all that green. Okay? And neutrality, Switzerland is one of only a handful of states, handful of Western European nations that have not joined the European Union. Bordered on all sides of the member states, the Swiss, the Swiss bank, they've always maintained neutrality, but yet they were in the middle of the World War II in Germany, and were Hitler hid all his treasures, I guess. Who knows? The Swiss maintain a bilateral relationship with the EU, and in 2001, Swiss citizens voted on popular initiative to open membership negotiations, and then 77% of them voted hell no. So they decided they weren't interested in all that. Anyways, getting to the coins. Okay, we'll do the coin thing now. Money. All right, let me see if I can do that here. And just gotta find it here. Euros. There we go. There we go. We have the euros. Okay. Over here is the euros that they created in coinage. Now, I'm not doing the currency because I don't have a picture to show of it, of any of them. But you got the 1, 2, and 5, and they base their system on 100. Kind of like the American dollar, and even the British now does the 100, okay? Now, today, euro is worth 14 cents. As of today, it's worth 14 cents more than the American dollar. Which, that goes up and down, just like any market. Depends upon, how the country is doing as a whole, and if they got to bail them out. Which, what we do, we bail people out, but we're in trains of debt. But you got the 1, 2, and 5 cent, which is made of bronze, okay? But it's not really made of bronze. It just has the color of bronze. It's copper covered over steel. So everything there will stick to a magnet. So if you go magnet fishing, you can pick these out. And if they didn't not too bad deteriorated, you might be able to cash them back in. But they're made of bronze, 1, 2, and 5 cent euro. The 10, 20, and 50 cent euro is actually pretty good. Hold on. Yeah, 10, 20, and the 50 is gold colored. Okay. Gold colored, not gold. They call it Nordic gold, which is more like brass. And then the $1 or €1 has got a silver center. These are called sandwich coins. Okay. But the majority of it is a silver look, which is actually a brass ring around a nickel. There you go. Outer part is nickel brass. The inner part is copper, nickel, nickel, copper, nickel. Hold on. What the heck did I eat? And then you got the $2 euro, or €2 dollar, which is gold in the center. Well, gold colored. And a silver edge. Another sandwich coin. They pretty cool how they make those. And it's an outer part which is copper nickel, and then the layers and in the middle is nickel, brass, nickel, nickel, brass. Okay. So, and then you got edge lettering and fine milled. So, that's what the coins look like. Majority of them. There's a cool part in here, and I'll talk about it. The euro symbol are divided into euro cents. Each euro cent is worth 1/100th of a euro, like I said, like the American denomination, and British has followed after so many hundreds of years of doing fractional currency. And each bill and coin is a different size. So even the bills are a different size. The bills have raised print. Okay. I don't know if you've ever had any currency, but the print is raised up, while the coins have distinct edges. And what's cool about that is the features allow the visually impaired to distinguish the denomination of each other. So a blind person or somebody that's visually impaired knows they're not getting taken for the money that they're giving them, because they can actually feel the edge and rim or even the raised print of the bill. So it actually is a humanitarian thing. So in 1999, the currency was born virtually, and in 2002, notes and virtually, okay, not physically. All right, they didn't make any coins in 1999 and all that, which they did, but they were to take care of debts and all that. But were allowed. In 2002, notes and coins began to circulate. So, even though I have a 2001 and 1999, they weren't considered money. They were to a debt for like tax purposes. But it was more like for... I'll get into that in a second. But it rapidly replaced the national currency of those countries as they were being printed, which usually happens. I'm sorry, but we're not accepting the Buffalo nickel anymore. Well, it doesn't happen here. We can accept the Buffalo nickel all day long. But same thing, this currency is no longer valid. We need to see the euros, okay? That's the whole point. In 2004, they started allowing commemorative, which is the €2 commemorative coins. They were allowed to be minted in 6 of the states. And by 2007, all the states but France, Ireland, and Netherlands had minted the commemorative issue. But to date, right now, Cyprus is the only, which is nothing but an island, has not independently issued a €2 commemorative coin. Everybody else has. The design, which we won't get into the designer because that's more information than you need to know. The 1, 2, and 5 cent coin shows the Europe's place in the world as a whole. Okay. The 10 cent coins, and above show 15 countries that were European Union in 2002. This is the obverse of the coin. The reverse shows the country, and every country gets to mint their own coins, but they have to use a design of the European Union, which is the 1 cent, 2 cent, 5 cent euro of the world, blah, blah, blah. Coins from Italy, San Marino, the Vatican, Austria, and Portugal show the new design if minted 2008 later. They symbolize the unity of the European Union. So, yeah, it's very extensive and intriguing. The coins and various commemorative coins are minted at numerous national mints across the European Union. National mints. That's kind of like our San Francisco, Philadelphia, blah, blah, blah. Germany has like five different mints. France has, Paris has one mint. And they make their own coins, but using the die for the European Union on the other side. And of course, like I said, the sandwich coins, which is like pressed in, the copper nickel onto the brass ring, which is silver, silver in color, because the majority of it's silver, or the gold color, which is, brass, blah, 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 is sandwiched together. But while the reverse in the currency as a whole is managed by the European Central Bank. So they are able to create their own, their own monetary coins. They're same thing with, as long as they use the European design on the back. And that like I said, it helps the blind people know what they're spending when they do. What are we at right now? Don't know, don't care. Oh, there we go. 28 minutes. Supposed to make this an hour long. I don't think it's going to... Well, it might be. Oh. I forgot to mention. Going back to Africa. Africa. Where are we at? Yeah, I don't see it. There we go. New York. Going back to Africa. We'll get rid of the euros. Africa, these yellow states. I forgot to mention that when I was talking about it. All these are French states from France, that when France adopted the euro, that all these countries right here, and I'll list them for you, they switched to the euro. They don't make their own euros or whatever, but they accept it. Benin, Burkina Faso, Cameroon, Central African Republic, Chad, Republic of Congo, Cote d'Ivoire, Ivory, and Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, Guinea-Bissau, Mali, Niger, Senegal, and Togo. All these countries of Africa are also part of the European Union, and I don't know if they make their own coins, but they accept and of course distribute euros throughout those countries, and they were all part of the French. Alright, let's see what else we got here. So, we got that. Now, in 2009, and this is 2002 or 1999, when the Eurozone, okay, which is over here in all the green, Greece announced that it might default on its debt. The European Union reassured investors that it would guarantee the debt of all Eurozone members. And they almost didn't make it. Okay. This is in 2009. Because, the collapse, economy, the whole 9 yards. It wants indebted countries to install austerity measures to ratchet down their spending. The Greek debt crisis threatened to spread to Portugal, Italy, Ireland, and Spain. The European economy has rebounded since then, but some say the Eurozone crisis still threatens the future of the euro. So just like the US dollar and all sorts of other, economy, it kind of tells you that nothing is secure. Everything is, tomorrow it could change our economy of how we perceive it. So stacking communities and all that. None of the money that the euro makes has precious metals made into it. Most of them are steel. You pick it up with a magnet. But to have silver and gold, true gold, it might help you out in the long run. So that's what we have today. We'll close that out. Where are we at? New York. No. Something happened. There we go. Euros. But this is all about the euro. This is about the coins that they produce today. And they got an awesome, kind of like the U.S., all about agriculture, all about economic growth. Not too much today. I mean, as far as I can tell, is we have problems with our economy, recession, inflation, or just a lot of things determine where our country's going to. But with all the countries of the European, it boggles your mind. And like I said, tomorrow this could be gone. It depends upon the debt of the countries, and our debt is trillions and trillions in debt. I don't know if our country's actually going to be able to pull out of it. So stacking silver and gold is probably a good way to go. But it might not happen in the near future, but it may happen.